everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Leo. Today's going to be a bit of a shorter one. I am going to be back to doing Alice in Wonderland next time, but today I have two fables for you. I have this book, Aboriginal Fables and Legendary Tales, collected by A.W. Reid, and from that today I will be reading the one called Bees and Honey, which just sounded cool. I want to know about bees and honey. And then I thought, well, I could make it like a legend day and do a couple of legends. So I have this book, the illustrated book of myths, tales, and legends of the world, retold by Neil Phillip, which I used to read a lot and really like. And then I went even deeper into making it a theme, an Indigenous Fables Day. So the other one I will be telling is The Old Man of the Ancients, which is a Native American, specifically from the Modoc tribe, creation myth. So I hope you enjoy. I'm going to start with the Aboriginal one. Bees and honey. Although the native bee is no bigger than a fly, it is an important provider of honey. Once the nest is found, the sugar bag is eagerly devoured, wax, honey, pupae, dead bees, ants, and all. The stick which is used to pry the sugar bag from the tree is thrown in the fire, and by this simple act the spirits of the bees return to the heavens, the paradise of the spirits, where they stay until Myra, the wind of the spring, breathes life into the flowers again. Then the bees return to the paradise of earth and gather honey to fill the bellies of mankind. Bees do not think that they were created simply to provide food for men and women. Their busy lives are devoted to gathering honey and storing it up for the next generation, and therefore their nests are well hidden among the branches and in the hollow trunks of trees. The Aborigines have several methods of discovering where the nests are hidden, but perhaps the most ingenious is the way that was first discovered by the brothers Nabarayangama. These two Numerji men lived a long time ago. They were bearded giants who went on a long walkabout throughout the land. They had never seen bees until they came to a bloodwood tree where the little creatures were busily engaged in their work. "Here is a wonderful thing," the younger brother said. "The insects are scooping honey out of the flowers and flying away with it. I wonder where they are taking it." "We will soon find out," the elder brother said. "I will show you how to discover the nest. When we find it, there will be plenty of honey for both of us. Go and cut a forked stick and bring it to me." The younger brother had learned to trust his brother's sagacity. While he was looking for a suitable branch, the other found a leaf which contained the cocoon of a spider. He teased out the web, and when his brother returned with the stick, he used it to climb up into the branches of the bloodwood tree. "I am going to put bits of the web on the bees," he called out to his brother. "You will be able to see them clearly now. Watch where they go." For some time he was busy attaching tiny fragments of spider web to the bees he managed to catch. Presently his brother came running back. "I have found it," he shouted. "They fly into a hollow tree down there. That's where the nest must be." The elder Nabarayangama climbed down, and together the brothers went to the hollow tree. They broke the bark with their clubs, chopped out the honey bag, and ate it greedily. From their discovery, the Aborigines learned the art of attaching a tiny white scrap of web or some other easily distinguishable piece of material to the honeybees to guide them to their nests. Well, that's a pretty interesting story. I think that makes a lot of sense, actually. My only question is, how would they attach the web to the bees without getting stung many times? Or maybe they did just get stung many times and they didn't care. I'm a little baby, so I would probably care about getting stung by bees. Let's go for our next myth. The Old Man of the Ancients. Kumush created the world. It was Kumush, the Old Man of the Ancients, who scattered seeds over the land and asked the mountains, hills, rivers, and springs to care for them forever. Kumush will never die. Nothing can kill him, for the bright disk he wears on his back always brings him back to life. Now he lives in the sky, but once he lived here on earth. One day, Kumush left his lodge and went wandering to the edge of the world. When he came back, he had a daughter with him. No one knows where she came from. He was away so long that by the time he returned, all the people he had known had died. He made his daughter 10 fine dresses, one for each stage of her life. The 10th one was her burial dress. It was the most beautiful of all, made of buckskin and covered with bright shells. A few days before his daughter became a woman, she went into Kumush's lodge to dance. Afterward, she fell asleep and dreamed that she was soon to die. When she awoke, she asked her father for her burial dress. He offered her each of the others in turn, but she refused them. She would only have the shroud. As soon as she put it on, she died, and her spirit set out for the west. The sorrowful Kumush said, "I know all things above, below, and beyond. Whatever is, I know. I will follow her spirit down into the caverns of the House of Death. The House of Death was beautiful and full of spirits. There were so many that if every star in the sky and all the hairs of every man and every animal were counted, they would still not equal the number of spirits in the house. There Kumush stayed, dancing with the spirits. At length he grew weary of the House of Death and determined to return to the earth again and people it. He took with him a basket full of bones, but the bones shouted and dug into him, making him stumble. Twice he fell, and twice the bones leapt out of the basket and back into the caverns below. Kumush spoke angrily to them, saying, "Bones, be quiet. Life is good." At last Kumush reached the sunlight. He took the bones from the basket and sowed them in the soil. First one tribe sprang up, then the next. Last of all were the Modocs, Kumush's chosen people. "You will be a small tribe. Your enemies will be many," he said, "but you will be the bravest of all." Then Kumush took leave of his daughter and journeyed to the edge of the world. He took the sun's road until he came to the middle of the sky. There he built his house, and there he lives still. Well, that was a really nice story. Well, I know that that was a shorter one today, but thank you for listening, and you can feel free to watch my last two videos. In the first one, I read 2 short kid stories, and in the second one, I read the first 2 chapters of Alice in Wonderland. Next time, I think I'm going to read chapters 3 and 4 of Alice in Wonderland, and that will probably be coming out on Monday, so look for that. Thanks for watching. Bye! By the brothers Nabara. These two numeric